So I was born in Long Island, New York, and I lived there until I was 11. And then my family, we all did a huge move, and we moved to Central Florida. And I lived there till I was 19. The biggest thing that I remember is that I did not know there was racism. I think about it and I'm like, I was around mostly black people of color, but it was normal. Everyone treated everyone the same. And so I remember when we moved to Florida, I felt like I was moving to another country, just even the climate. But I felt like I had a rude awakening. I had no idea that people viewed us as less. In New York, we didn't have a lot, but we were treated normal. But when I moved to Florida, we were doing better in our life, but we were treated less. There was such a sense of white supremacy. You felt it everywhere. In our neighborhood, there were so many things that happened, but it was very drastic. It's interesting because as a child, I try to think about, okay, where were black people in my view? And I remember most of the black people that I would see were just in entertainment. I remember seeing the Cosby Show. I remember, glimpses of Jesse Jackson on the news, maybe a little bit. I mean, musicians, entertainment, but in my mind, that's the only place I can picture black people is in a form of entertainment or blips of them just saying some things on the news. But I don't really remember leadership. I definitely think it affected me because I felt like I needed to do these things to be noticed. That was the way that I could get recognition or be validated, was through a form of entertainment or through something that would make people see me and see there's more than just a color. There's talent inside of black people. I think one of the biggest things is that I was so surprised that it was still happening, and I just didn't understand because it was unlike the way I was raised. My mom did not raise us with any kind of bias or anything towards anyone, and I don't know if that's just because she was raised in New York, but I just did not get it. It was something that was a very hard thing for me to compute, and I really struggled actually in high school because I didn't follow the norms. I was friends with whoever I wanted to be. I dated whoever I wanted to date, and I really feel like it affected me with friends and even teachers' views and just everything. It's definitely changed. I mean, I feel like in any influence, anything I want to look up or learn about, I can find a black person that can speak to it. I mean, I can turn the TV on and there are black people that are not just being entertained, but they may be on the news and saying something good. And that was something that was very different for me because growing up, most of the time, if it was the news, it was something negative about black people, crime or killing or something. So that has changed. That I can see positive role models on TV and in the world, even reading books. And it's so interesting. I have two cousins right now that are really blowing my mind. One of them just became an FBI agent, and the other one is a firefighter in New York City, and he's just getting his book published. And these are black people that their status is very different. So everywhere I feel like in the world, it's starting to change. Even leaders in the church and people that I can read about, and I feel like I'm glad my kids can look up to black people. I feel like we can all see that. I mean, for me, I feel like I honestly feel it and see it daily. I know I can go out in my Georgia neighborhood and jump in my van and I can drive around, but when I go to a store, will I be treated with the same respect as a white person? I can live in this neighborhood where I have white neighbors, but will they be neighborly to me? It's this sense of, yes, I can go into stores, yes, I can be in places, but am I treated the same with the same respect? I feel like that is something that I still feel and see, and examples happen all the time. And then just people discrediting Black people still and not fully embracing what I may have to say or other people of color may have to say. I feel like that is very much still happening. I feel like one of the things the biggest thing is that I feel like I get to represent Christ, even in the midst of the pain that I feel like I still have to walk through, and the fact that we are still going to build his kingdom despite what people are saying and doing, and the areas where there are no change, and that I can raise my kids and the people that are in my life to live differently and to be a voice and to grab hands and link arms with all people. So that is something that I'm excited to really see his kingdom come, especially in my life and in my influence and the people around me.